everybody, it's time to LOL. Listen out loud, that is. It's time for Anime Jam Session with DJ Ranma S, Mako-chan, and Ari Rockefeller.
Alright, let's see if this is actually going to work this time. Stand by, let's flip things over. Hey, how is everybody doing tonight? I hope everyone's good and great and is enjoying the upcoming 4th of July weekend. I know some of y'all are going to Anime Expo, others not so much. So, yeah. No, I'm not really buying time, but Audition is actually not recording the audio, but thankfully OBS is recording everything, so at least I can rip that off and take care of that. So there is that. So, anywho, welcome to Anime Jam Session, episode number 680. We are that podcast talks about anime, games, adventures, conventions, the fandom, geek stuff, everything in between. I'm DJ Ranma S.
And I am Mako-chan.
Mako-chan, how are you doing tonight?
I'm tired.
Tell us how you really feel.
That might get us kicked off the air.
Well, you see, I mean, I don't think it would get us kicked off the air per se, but I think it would be more like,
black screening the podcast?
I'm not black screening the podcast. Why? What's going on now?
It is just a black screen on Twitch right now.
Oh, Jesus. Hold on. There we go. How is that? That should fix it.
There we go.
Yeah. Again, unlike most Twitch streamers who use Discord to stream, they have 2 monitors. I have 1. The second monitor is sitting in my closet because I have yet to find the power cord that'll work for it. And I'm also missing the mount to put it on. So the plan is to find the power cord in this box of stuff that I have here while I'm on break this week, leave the monitor upside down, lean it against the door, and just, when my system sees it, just flip it 180 and call it a day.
It's blank again.
Oh, Jesus. All right. I don't know. I'm going to close. Yes.
Thank you, Anonymous.
What happened now?
We got a 5 gift sub from Anonymous.
Oh, that is awesome. To that anonymous person, thank you so very much. We really appreciate that. So, I don't know why it's blank like that, because right now I got OBS up and it's working fine. It's great. It's chill. It's calm. So, it should be fine now. So I guess that means since I don't have to work this week after I edit the podcast and all that, I will have to go digging through this box and try to find this power cord. I was going to wait and do that later in the week, but I'll explain during my weekend day why that is not why I was going to do that and all the feasibility and all the chaos behind all of that. So, anywho, let's get the show on the road today, because if there's any more hiccup, yeah, I see the black screen and I don't know why it's doing that. I think when I load something, Discord wants to act dumb, which is why I did not want to use Discord, but we have no choice but to until Network AV finds itself compatible with Teams or something like that. So, what a day. All right. Let's see if I can get things figured out and so forth. And for some reason, I don't know what's going on with the Twitch website, but every time I pull up the live feed, it goes to a prior video. I'm just like, why are you doing that? There's absolutely no. It's what?
It's blank again.
Ah, Jesus. Oh, okay. All right. Now that I figured out why it's not recording, let's go ahead and fix this. It's fine. I don't know what's going on. It's fine. I see it. I don't know what the heck's going on here. It's fine. This is just some wild shit tonight. And of course, it is the week of the 4th. So, of course, I'm not surprised things like this are happening. So, anywho. As Mako-chan said, if she could say what she wanted to say, we'd be kicked off of Twitch. I mean, theoretically, if we weren't on Twitch, that wouldn't stop us. But still, even though we are an internet stream, even who our streaming partners are, we kind of have to follow the rules and so forth. So it's interesting to say the least. Oh, man. Just wait until I get the Facebook feed up and the Twitter feed up and the Blue Sky, all of these other feeds up. I'm just like, my room is going to look like the CBS Broadcasting Studio Center or something like that. I mean, I got a monitor here, I got a laptop here, I got a tablet here, just making sure everything is fine without any issues. It's just chaos, you know. So, anywho, let's get the show on the road. And I figured out why Adobe wasn't recording. I forgot to tell it to record the track.
Oops.
It's okay. Like I said, I'm going to rip the audio from the video tonight and just, it'll work one and the same. Actually, that's what I should do more often, because I'll get into that later. So anywho, we are live tonight, week of July 1st, 2025. We're live right here on Twitch TV. You can always find us here live Tuesdays 9 to 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Twitch TV/Anime Jam Sessions, where you'll always find us. We're also proud to be part of the Voice of Geeks Network at vognetwork.com. And they're also on Twitch. You can find them at twitch.tv/vognetwork. And come hang out in our Discord, vognetwork.com/Discord. Every show as part of the Voice of Geeks Network has their own channel, so come through and hang out and have a good time. So now that we got that out the way, going to kick things off with how was your day? How was your week? Mako-chan.
What's really going on?
Mm-hmm.
Just, you know, hanging around the house. Nothing much. I've just been trying to keep cool
That's good.
because it's been hot as hell.
I believe it. I certainly believe it. They took that money pretty quick. Okay. So my weekend day has been pretty much the same. I'm on vacation this week. The office is closed. So over the weekend, I went to go hang out with a friend. Stayed out there until we got some type of power outage, which wasn't good. But thankfully, you know, I was done working my work shift for the day, so it wasn't so bad. Came home and I relaxed, and you know, I kind of did my work shift today. Just did what I had to do. So it's been a quiet week. I have plans to do stuff, so it's not so bad. So I'm just enjoying what I got. So that's basically my week. And what's interesting is I was going to take this vacation week and go to the UK and and travel to Scotland and kind of, you know, trace my lineage. But then I realized something. Can't do that because I already sank about a little bit over $7. I spent a lot of money going to Japan for my birthday, so I gotta get that taken care of before I even think about traveling internationally again like that. Ooh, fun times. All right, now,
I said, yeah, I understand that. I gotta pay off some bills and then I can start putting money away for Chicago.
oh yeah, the Pokemon thing.
hmm
All right, that's going to be kind of fun. So I think Friska says she wanted to go, so maybe we
Yeah,
can.
I think there are a couple of people going. It's just a matter of timing everything when everybody else is going to be going.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, I want to, you know, walk around and do other things besides Pokemon.
Well, if you're into architecture, you're going to enjoy that. That much I can tell you. And my friend Shannon lives out there, so we could hang out with him and his husband. You know, we have a good time. I went out there for their wedding last year, and that was good. And the best part is the hotel we stayed in was literally across the street from the venue. Because originally we were going to stay in Chicago and take mass transit in. And I realized, well, I'm going to party. I'm going to have a good time. I'm going to probably imbibe a little bit too much. So it would make more sense to stay at a local hotel, which is what we did. And we hit up a couple of, what did we do? We hit the grocery store for a couple of things. We went out for sushi. There was a nice little restaurant right downstairs. And I didn't imbibe too much, but it was still good times all around. And we met up with my friend Card Captor Will, who gave us like a nice 2-cent tour of Chicago, which was really nice of him. That I really appreciate. That's what we did. And why didn't that thing reset? All right. Let's see what's going on here. There we go. All right. Get into some housekeeping notes here. Want to let you know that podcast VODs are available on our YouTube page Thursdays at 12 noon. So if you subscribe to this podcast through YouTube, you'll get your episodes on Thursday. Everybody else, you'll get your episodes usually by midnight Tuesday night. Or in this case, Wednesday night. Oh, I meant to say Thursday afternoon. That's when the episodes go up. And don't forget Fans View Friday, which is hosted by Wisteria VT on Twitch, twitch.tv/Wisteria VT. I believe there is no Fans View Friday this weekend because she will be at AX. But she will be doing a coverage of Anime Iowa 2000 on July 11th. So definitely check that out. Also, I had mentioned our next convention was going to be ShikariCon on the 21st. But we have canceled that because of one thing. And guess what it was, Mako?
What?
Weird Al.
Oh.
Yeah. I totally... I was hanging out with Cece Graywich because I was telling her about ShikariCon and we should go. And the thing is, if you go on their website and their Facebook page, there's nothing. There's absolutely nothing. And the con is like in 20 days. And I think that same weekend she was talking about going to Collecticon. And I said that the only reason why I would go is to see Shermie, because she's the voice of Sailor Venus and Sailor Moon, the new one. And I've interviewed her a couple times, but she has signed I think she signed my Funko Pops. She might have signed my figure arts, but I think it's definitely my Funko Pops. But I don't have an actual autograph of her or one of her characters that's in my collection, so I wanted to add that. So, and I wanted to give her something that I got from Japan because I bought a lot of stuff. So there is that. So because of all of that, and then we were talking about it, I was like checking, I know Weird Al's coming, and I go and I log in and I pull it up. I was like, well, can't do Collecticon or ShikariCon because Weird Al is that Saturday night. So, yeah. So I have to... So, there you go. So, that's what we call, ladies and gentlemen, priorities.
Weird. Next Saturday.
Wait, what?
That's what I have down. July 12th. Next Saturday.
Are you... Hold on here. I'm going into Ticketmaster right now just to verify that I'm not losing my freaking mind. Well, then again, I can't lose something I never had. All right. Notifications. Nope, that's fine. My events. Oh shit. It is the 12th. Well, maybe, and I think, wait, unless the dates of the cons I've gotten mixed up. Oh, let me check. ShikariCon. Let's see. ShikariCon is the 12th and the 13th. Okay, so there is that, and Collecticon. Collecticon New Jersey is... Okay, so I just had the weekend wrong, but everything else is still correct. That's what it is. Everything is happening next Saturday, not in 2 weeks. So it was still, everything is the way it should be. My bad. All right, now that we got that out the way, we're going to get into Geek Roundtable, where we talk more about the geekier aspects of our life. Those of you who are on the stream might see something very familiar that was discussed on a brief episode of Orange Lounge Radio a few weeks ago. If you blinked, you might have missed it. So, those of you who are listening, same thing. Mako, why don't you explain what you see on the screen there?
Yeah, so I know that we talked about it a little bit as well. I requested from Ranma, since I knew he was going to be in Japan, to grab me some tea. This is tea from the Capcom store, and it is based on, obviously, the herbs from Resident Evil. Each one has its own flavor, and is supposed to basically remind you of what what they're supposed to be. So green is green tea and spearmint. And it's a refreshing new take on herbal green tea that evokes the HP recovery feeling in-game. Red herbs are hibiscus, rosehip, and stevia. So it's a floral tart tea with subtle sweetness, representing the enhancement feeling. Blue herbs, which is moringa and stevia, nutty and sweet, reminiscent of poison resistance in the game. And yellow herbs are chamomile, a clean, sophisticated flavor suggesting maximum health upgrades. But yeah, I like my tea, so I figured I needed to try them. And then, of course, when I'm handed the tea, I'm also handed another tea.
I had to.
So yes, I got a huge ass bag of corn tea.
All right, so
I have no idea if this is supposed to taste like corn or is just made from corn husk.
Okay, so here's the story. Now, long story short, as some of y'all know, I like coffee. I like to try different blends and varieties of coffee. When I was in Japan in 2023 with my friend Evan, we went to a couple of coffee shops, and then he told me about Kali coffee. So I went, he took me there, and I got a bag of their, and I tried a sample of their mild blend, and I absolutely love it. So I went out and bought bags of it and handed it out as gifts and kept a bag for myself. So this year, when I went out and bought 4 more bags. And one of the girls behind the register was kind of surprised I'm buying 4 bags. And I explained to them that, I enjoy coffee. I was here a year and a half ago. I tried your mild blend. I absolutely love it. I want to buy bags for myself and as gifts for friends. And I got my Kali Coffee membership card, which is really cool. And while I was there, they had teas as well. They have other cool stuff. Oh, and if you like plum, I have like this plum jam that I got. It's really good. I'll bring it to the get together next month. So we'll have to get some crackers for that. It's really good. But they had these bags of corn tea, and I'm just like, there's probably one person I can think of off the top of my head that would get a kick out of it and actually would try it, and that would be Mako-chan over there.
It says corn tea made with carefully selected corn. You can enjoy its deep aroma and sweetness.
Well, corn is kind of sweet. I mean, that is where I think that's one of the ingredients in high fructose corn syrup, right there. So.
Well, yeah, corn syrup.
Yeah, there you go. As Podculture says in our chat room at Twitch TV/Anime Jam Session, wouldn't corn tea kind of be moonshine? Do not give this woman any more ideas than she already has, sir.
Ferment?
Yeah, but this is you we're talking about. You'd find a way.
Well, I'm using Google Translate on this. It's actually telling me that, yes, I can have it by itself. I can have it hot. I can have it cold, but I can add it to sochu.
Oh boy! It doesn't actually say you can add it to soju?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Well now, learn something new every day.
Ingredients. Corn.
Gentlemen, I present corn! And
Aw, that's freaking hilarious.
yes, and Podculture says, I was going to say steep it in Everclear, but that works too. Again, don't give this woman any ideas.
One of the warnings on here is when using hot water, be careful not to be burned.
Yeah. No warning about how to turn it into alcohol, but there's a warning on not to burn yourself with the hot water.
Just sugar. And then you just need to put some yeast. And then let it sit there.
Alessia DeBeery says, well, I'll be shucked.
Har, 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 har.
Well, now that we got the corniness out of the way here, for my Geek Roundtable, I have basically caught up with the dubs of Fire Force, the Shinjuichi Family Children, and another anime I was watching. I can't remember the name of it. What I usually do, I usually keep like my anime list up so I know how to keep track of things. So there is that. But I did start watching your boy Konming, the live action, and the soundtrack by Eiko, whose singing voice is by another actress, is available on YouTube. So I'm enjoying that. So there is that. I actually cracked open one of my games, so I'm playing Capcom Fighting Collection 2, Project Justice. And I realized I'm going to need a wired gaming controller or a wired fight pad or something. So we're going to go into that. So there's that. And let me tell you the story of the air conditioner, which I should have meant to tell during my weekend day. So for those of you who don't know, in New York, a couple of weeks ago, we had a really bad heat wave. So I'm like, I can handle it. I couldn't handle it. It was that bad. And there I am in bed, the fan above me, and I'm like, Kami, if I can survive tonight, I'm ordering an air conditioner. I think like 2 hours in, I wake up and I go to the computer and I'm just circling websites. So I think it was the next day, I end up ordering one from Home Depot. Same day delivery. I'm like, 150 square feet. That's perfect. Order it. I spend about an hour assembling it. And by assembling, I'm talking about putting like the side rails on so it'll sit in the window. And I totally forgot I don't have a support. So I find like these two heavy ivory slats, which is sitting outside, which is perfect. I have that and I set it up and I turn it on. And I wait and wait and wait. I think it took it about an hour for my entire room to cool, but then again, it was that damn hot in here. So I'm like, this is kind of nutty because I'm used to my old apartment where that air conditioner, I would turn it on and like within 20 minutes, it would be room temperature. But then again, that's a basement apartment, so not a lot of sunlight's coming in. Whereas
Hey, now you're upstairs.
Yeah.
Rise.
Yes, I know. I realize that when I will go downstairs and go outside, I don't feel the heat. I just feel the coolness. I'm just like, damn it. And even with heat rising, and I have the curtains up and all of that, it's just like a sauna. So, and I just feel like this is not pushing out enough cool air as it should. And I'm looking at it right now. I have it on 60 degrees, and I feel room temperature. The guy, my housemate next to me, his air conditioner is pushing cold air to where you can feel the air shooting out from the cracks of the door. So, pretty much, I'm like, well, it's got to be the heat wave. Heat wave dies down. I continue to use it. Kind of feels the same way, but it takes about 20 to 30 minutes for my room to cool down. So basically, I said, you know what? Since I have time in the return window, I think it was last night or this morning, I ordered a much more powerful air conditioner, which was on sale. So I should have that by, I think, tomorrow or Thursday. And then I will call Home Depot and make arrangements to ship this one back. So I should be good. I should be fine. So there is that. Let's see, what else do we have here? Let's make adjustments for this and make adjustments for that. Let's see, what do we have here? Before we get into tonight's stories, we do have a bit of breaking news here that I see in our chat here. I didn't want to break I was explaining about the air conditioner to get into this. So, it seems that one of our listeners, one of our fans of the show, Serenity 041088, homegirl is in remission. So, she's good. Congratulations to her. Congratulations on her fight to beat cancer. And as we can say and get away with, fuck cancer. So, there is that. And let's see if I can pull up a victory theme here. Let's see if I can find it. Here we go. Congratulations, a winner is you. All right, now that we got that out the way, we can actually get into tonight's show, and we can kind of cut down on dick arounding and all that good stuff. So, all right, Mako-chan, you can go ahead and kick things off because I know you're a bigger Sanrio fan than I am.
We had discussed when this started, but it does look like the Sanrio ranking for 2025 is complete. And in an upset, the top contender is Pum Pum Purin, who beat out Cinnamoroll. Yeah, so Pum Pum Purin came in first, Cinnamoroll came in second. Cinnamoroll was first last year, and then Pochko is third, who was second last year. And it just, it goes from there. Hello Kitty was number 5. And yeah, so obviously, this is the combined ranking. If you go to the website, they do have the rankings broken down by country. Which let me get to. Damn it. Yeah, I definitely need a new mouse.
I thought you had I thought you had a trackball.
That's the one that's broken.
Wait, how did that break?
It's old as hell.
Okay.
The connection isn't going well.
Okay.
So for the United States, Pum Pum Purin is number 1, was number 4 last year. Choco Cat is number 2, up from 46 last year. And Puchiko is number 3, down from 2. So yeah.
Not surprised. So I guess new fans are coming in like yay, 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 nay, nay, nay. You know.
Yeah, but I'm looking at some of these and I'm just like, who the fuck are you?
People, Sanrio characters from your past. Welcome to the show of shows.
Yeah, some of them are like the ones that I grew up with, but I'm looking at some of these and I'm just like, who the fuck are you?
Well, I just saw like this week they're celebrating 50 years of My Melody and 20 years of Kuromi, so there is that.
Yeah. But like some of these are just like so freaking out there on what the hell they are.
See, I have no skin in this game, so
But yeah, so that is your ranking for 2025.
hooray!
Hooray!
Now let's get into some news that kind of is kind of more up my alley. Also up Mako-chan's alley as well. And what I'm saying is, Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon PGSM is coming back to TV, Japanese television, that is. And if you've been following this podcast for years, y'all know that how much me and Mako love and enjoy this show, and how much we talk about how campy it is. And also for me, this was the deciding show that made me go Team Sailor Venus instead of Team Venus and Team Moon, because I could not decide which one I liked more. So I think that one of my better decisions. So anywho, according to this to the Sailor Moon website, the series is going to be back on the Toei channel in Japan in 3 days, July 4th. Reruns of the series are slated to air every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. and Saturdays from 8 to 9 a.m. This information was later confirmed by Sailor Moon's official Japanese Twitter page in a post that spotlights the series live-action cast. July 4th will mark the show's first return to domestic broadcast since the finale back in September of 2004. Sailor Moon's live-action variant premiered 6 years after the conclusion of Toei Animation's the classic 200 episodes of Sailor Moon. Like its animated counterpart, the series chronicles the multi-generational battle between Queen Beryl and the Guardians, a group of young women who could transform and wield elemental powers via the celestial sailor crystals. The show's 5-person directorial team includes Ryuta Sasaki, Masasaka Takamaru, Kenzo Maehara, Nobuhiro Suzuki, and Takamitsu Sato. Notably, Sasaki served as the director for several installments of the series of the Kamen Rider series. Sailor Moon writer Yasuko Kobayashi is also known for her work on Attack on Titan. Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon's singular star was portrayed on screen by Miyu Sawai from the live-action series Kotaru Lives Alone, which I didn't even know that was a live-action. I knew about the anime. I may have to look into that. Rika Izumi, Paradise Kiss live-action, and Keiko Kitagawa, The Promised Neverland live-action, which I knew about that. And they represent Mercury and Mars, respectively. Miyu Azama, who worked on Caseworker's Diary, and Ayako Komatsu, We Were There, First Love, respectively portraying Sailor Jupiter and Sailor Venus. Joji Shibue, who worked on Kamen Rider Ibuki, was in Kamen Rider, I believe. Kamen Rider Ibuki, yes. And Aya Sugimoto, who played Queen Beryl, was in Kamen Rider W Forever A to Z. Audiences have been captivated by Sailor Moon since the 1991 debut of the manga series. A beloved staple of Japanese magical girl genre, Sailor Moon has been adapted to virtually every major entertainment medium. In addition to a prolific lineup of TV and film adaptations, the franchise has spawned over 30 video games going back to the years of the Super Famicom. You can find Sailor Moon games on the Super Famicom, Mega Drive Genesis, PlayStation 3DO, Game Gear, all over. And there's also been several musical stage adaptations. And those of you who know us, we have seen a couple of them in the US, so those were fun. And those came out as early as 1993. The latest version, which stars the fifth generation of pop idol group Nogizaka 46, was revived for a new line of performances in April 2024, nearly 5 years after the group's final show in Shanghai, China. Developed with the international audiences in mind, PGSM, Pretty Guard Sailor Moon, the Super Live, toured in numerous U.S. cities this year, which includes Seattle, Chicago, Newark, Philadelphia, and New York City. The original Sailor Moon manga series is available in English from Kodansha Comics US. Toei Animation's Sailor Moon series is available on Pluto TV, and I believe is also available on Hulu and Crunchyroll. Yep, and if you also like to see the updated series Crystal, you can find that on Netflix and Crunchyroll as well. But I think one of the Sailor Moon series is no longer on Netflix. I just don't remember which one it is. But I think it would be kind of cool if Viz or Netflix or somebody would just get the rights to PGSM and just stream the episodes, because it's a little campy, but it's a little bit more serious, and I really enjoyed it. So. But what's interesting,
for English audience.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's what I meant. But what's interesting is, earlier today on my timeline, somebody posted a picture of the 5 actresses who played the inner Senshi in PGSM. And this was something I was just thinking about, because I had saw a post about this a couple of weeks ago. Let me pull the article back up. Recently, Rika Izumi, who played Ami Mizuno Mercury, just got married, I think, like a few weeks ago. And there is a post that shows all of the girls in their wedding dresses, that they're all married now, and I believe 3 of them have kids? Yeah, I believe 3 of them have kids. I believe it's Miyu Sawai, Miyu Azama, and Ayaka Komatsu. So I think they're the only 3 that have children right now, which is really cool. So there is.
I know Jupiter just had a kid.
Yeah, because I remember I posted in our group chat. So yeah. I know how much of a Jupiter fan you are, so I figured you'd get a kick out of that. All right, and getting a kick out of things, it looks like the film rights are getting kicked. The AKIRA film rights are getting kicked back to Kodansha, and to be perfectly honest, I legitimately forgot this was a thing. So, Mako, go ahead and explain this cluster F.
Yes. For those that have been in and out of the know of what is going on, the live action AKIRA film has been basically in limbo for a very long time.
That's putting it lightly.
Yeah. So it was reported on Friday that Warner Brothers, who had the rights, released them back to Kodansha. They have had the rights for over 2 decades. So yeah, it has been over 20 years that they have been, back and forth on whether or not they were going to be doing an AKIRA live action movie. Everybody has been in and out on wanting to do this, but nothing has ever really gone forward. For those that don't know, AKIRA is a manga set in 2019 in Neo Tokyo. The city was rebuilt after being destroyed by a mysterious explosion. The animated film adaptation was put out in July of 1988. That is actually the same day that the film's story has the fictional Tokyo being destroyed. So initially, Warner Brothers and everybody, they developed a live action adaptation in 2002. with director Stephen Norrington, who did Blade and the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, with writer James Robinson, who did the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, Leonardo DiCaprio and Jennifer Davison's production company. They were then joined to keep the project going and remaining on development. It was supposed to release for summer of 2009 and would have been moved to the States, so it would have been New Manhattan after, Manhattan had been destroyed. So there are a lot of different people that have been put onto this to try and do something. So some of them that were on that were Rory Robinson, writers Mark Ferguson and Hawk Ostby, directors Alan and Albert Hughes, writer Steve Kloves, director Jaume Colcher. For those that don't know, these are people that are, doing Iron Man and Rogue One and the Book of Eli and House of Wax, and, people that are actually directing and producing and writing really, really popular stuff during that time. New negotiation rights came up in 2017, and that fell through. Production was supposed to start again in 2019 for a theatrical release in 2021. That delayed indefinitely at that point. It kept getting, pushed back due to, the staff working really hard and then it overlapping with other projects.
Right.
So yeah, at this point, after 20 years of basically not doing shit except talking, they gave it back to Kodansha. Which, not for nothing, Kodansha could put something together now, or give it to a Japanese company to work on, and actually get that shit done.
Now, it's interesting that you bring that up, because I saw this on another friend's Facebook on my timeline. Like, we know the horror film Train to Busan, which I'm not really big on horror, but this was something I'm kind of intrigued in. The director, the person behind Train to Busan, is actually doing this spin-off called Last Train to New York. It's basically the American version. And there's been a little uproar that Netflix needs to stop doing adaptations and this and that. Some adaptations are good, some not so good. I feel if the mastermind behind the original movie has full control of the American adaptation, and he's saying that it's a spin-off, I wouldn't call it an adaptation, and I wouldn't be ready to, throw hatchets at his skull. You know what I'm saying? Anyhow, moving from AKIRA to Anime Expo, which is usually a hop, skip, and a jump, it seems that one of their ticketing events for an autograph, they had to cancel it because of vague wording on the rules.
Oops.
And I have never heard of something like this actually happening, so I'm just like, what the hell? Generally, I do hear there are people who will buy the autograph tickets, get the autographs, and flip them or this or that. I'm just like, and this is why voice actors charge maybe double for Funko Pop signatures. So several attendees for this year's AX has taken to social media to complain about the issues with the event's guest of honor ticketing system, claiming that attendees who reserve a ticket for multiple autograph sessions had all but one of their tickets canceled due to a violation of autograph policy. AX issued a statement on its Instagram account, which they should have done on all their socials and their website, on Monday, apologizing for this and stating that the convention staff has contacted the affected individuals directly. The statement reads, regarding the guest of honor autograph process, we apologize for the inconvenience some attendees experienced during the guest of honor autograph reservation process. The affected individuals have been contacted directly, and we really appreciate your understanding as we work to improve the experience moving forward. Thank you for your continued support. Some attendees who reserved multiple GOH have complained that all but one of their tickets have been canceled by the ticketing service Epic Leap, with some receive an email notifying them that they have violated the autograph policy of one GOH ticket permitted per attendee. Attendees are stating that this policy was not included in the new ticketing guidelines that AX posted on its website on April 17th. They posted the guidelines state that online ticket reservations are first come, first serve, and that attendees are only allowed one ticket per session. The same guidelines posted on Epic Leap's website. Neither the How Do I Get an Autograph at AX website nor Epic Leap's website featuring AX's guidelines specifically state that only one GOH ticket is allowed per attendee. Attendees also complained that the tickets were canceled without giving them a choice of which one to keep. Some attendees who have tried to contact AX's customer support claim that they are in response directed to the website's legal page, which as of Sunday Pacific time did state in the autograph section, one GOH ticket is permitted per attendee. However, this legal website is not linked to an Anime Expo's above linked How to Get an Autograph website, nor Epic Leap's website that features AX's guidelines. In an article by Comics Beat posted on Sunday, the outlet cited a Reddit user who argued that the policy was not previously included in AX's legal page. An archived version of that page, dated June 1st, does not include the phrase, one per guest of honor tickets permitted per attendee. As of press time of this article, the legal page has since removed that clause from its general policy. Both the archive page and the current legal page of the AX state, if there's a conflicting policy on the Epic Experience website that contradicts AX's general policy, the official AX policy listed here takes precedent. Seems legit, but I always look at it this way. Whatever the legal stating is, I will always go by that. I don't care what this site says or this. They're the ones putting this together. If they're saying it's okay, then give me what I think is okay. You know? Crazy shit, man. Again, this kind of runs me why I don't do AX. I don't do many conventions as I used to. God. Now, it seems that Crunchyroll is up to something cool. Maka, why don't you tell them about this music fest?
Yes. Crunchyroll is going to be holding a 2-day music festival named Crunchyroll Anime Fan Fest, and they will be doing this at San Diego on July 25th and 26th during Comic-Con International. So it's going to start each day at 1 p.m. at the Ratty Shell at Jacobs Park behind the San Diego Convention Center. The event will be free for all attendees who do not need a badge to enter.
That's cool.
So yeah, so there will be a bunch of different artists. Obviously, it's an anime fan fest, so these are going to be, artists that have either played on anime or that work with anime music or are just over in the States. But yeah, so Spire, Yama, Ash to Hero, Slushy, Magnolia Park, Hyper Potions, VGR.
Ooh, Hyper Potions.
Pink Pablo, Ali, Yaji, Taku Takahashi, and Illinois, and Noodles. So obviously, if you are in the area, it looks to be completely free. You do not need to be going to Comic-Con. However, if you are in that area, good luck trying to get around everybody going to Comic-Con, because that whole area is usually shut off for people just passing through. So good luck with that. Just realize that it can be subject to capacity. But if it's going to be outside, then you can at least still hear the music from wherever the hell you happen to be standing.
Mm-hmm. Personally, if I were going to go, I would go to see Hyper Potions, Ali, Takahashi, and Noodles. I've heard Hyper Potions before. They actually DJ'd at ZenkaiCon for the Rave a few times. Plus, if I'm not mistaken, they did the opening theme to Sonic Mania, I believe. Takahashi, I believe he's connected with Penny and Stocking, so definitely that one of the groups that's connected to them. Ali, they did the ending theme to first season of Jujutsu Kaisen, which I think is a really cool song. And if it's the same group, I think it is. I what is that group? They did the opening. They did theme to Furikuri. Right on a Shooting Star. What's the name of that group?
I'm bad with names.
Me too. Dang it, I'm just bad with almost everything.
You have a computer in front of you.
I know. I thought maybe, the Pillows. Let's see, who told... Thank you, Cedarberry. The Pillows. When the Pillows were performing in New York, I believe Noodles were open for them. So I've caught them here and there, but I wouldn't mind hearing more of them. So, But yeah. SDCC. A pipe dream. So now we're going to go ahead and get into our, basically our last story of the night. Rock band Tokio, Tokio, announces disbandment. I've listened to them, but I'm just like, wait, what? The reason why they're breaking up is because of repeated harassment by a member. And the latest scandal is too much for the remaining members to deal with. So the past couple of years have seen a reckoning for various members of the entertainment industry who stand accused of both sexual harassment and power harassment. Following the revelation that SMAP member Masahiro Nakai's repeated offenses that led to his ousting and the near collapse of Fuji TV, which is something that we discussed here a while back, it has come to light that boy band Tokyo member Taichi Kokobun has had a history of sexual harassment and abuses of power for many years. It all started last week when Japanese broadcaster NTV announced the sudden removal of Kokobun from the popular long-running variety show The Tetsuwan Dash, created by pop group Tokyo back in the 90s and featuring a range of physical challenges. At the time, Kokobun's removal from the show and suspension from both the band and Stardom Entertainment, little was mentioned about what he had done aside from compliance violations. But in the days that followed, details of his behavior, including inviting women to private dinners, demanding lewd photos from women, and verbally abusing staff. Kokobun issued an apology for his behavior and said that he accepted NTV's decision, but his overall career in show business remained in question. But as of June 25th, Tokyo released the following statement announcing that they were breaking up completely. Wow. The group Tokyo, consisting of members Shigeru Joshima, Masahiro Matsuoka, and Taichi Kokobun, have decided to disband as of today. Taichi Kokobun's recent compliance violations have caused a great deal of distress and concern to everyone involved, and we take this very seriously. We would like to once again offer our sincerest apologies. We are truly sorry. Having come to a mutual conclusion about our intentions, we agree that given the current situation, it will be difficult to continue working as the group, Tokyo, in a way that could regain all your trust and support. Therefore, we have decided to bring all of our activities as a group to an end. We sincerely apologize to our many fans and everyone who else has supported Tokyo since our CD debut in 1994, as well as the media and sponsors who have supported us and given us opportunities to perform. We also apologize for the suddenness of this announcement to the people of the Fukushima Prefecture. Side note, Tokyo has been serving as the promotional ambassadors for Fukushima grown rice since 2013, and other areas have warmly welcomed our endeavors. Regarding the future, we would like to apologize and extend our sympathies to everyone involved. Then we will look into ourselves and sincerely ask what we can do to give back to everyone who has helped us so far. Finally, we would like to express our sincerest gratitude to everyone who has been involved with Tokio over the past 31 years. Thank you very much. And with that, Tokio will no longer perform as a group, but likely will forge their own way as individual personalities and/or artists. Fans online were sad about an end to an era, but many understood given the situation there was little else Tokio as a unit could do. Comments such as, "It's been fun, thank you, Tokio. I guess there won't be any farming idols anymore. When Fukushima was suffering, Tokio was there for us. Thank you, Tokio. It's a shame you're breaking up, but I'll continue to support you individually. This isn't the way it should end. ... At the time of Kokobu's departure, it was determined that the Tetsuan Dash would continue without him. However, the breakup of Tokyo altogether may change things. The future of the show itself will likely remain up in the air while producers sort everything out. Tokyo started out as a 5-member band, but shrank to 4 in 2018 after Tetsuya Yamaguchi was removed when it was learned that he engaged in indecent behavior with underage girls. In 2023, Tomoya Nagase left to pursue his own solo career, leaving the final 3 members who disbanded today. While it's a shame that a group many people have fond memories of had to go out under such dark circumstances, it's important that the culture of abuse and harassment is exposed and rooted out in order to make the entertainment industry a safer place to work. And we did talk about the whole controversy with Johnny and Associates, and that was a lot. And there is a documentary that talks about the abuse and so forth. And you can find that on BBC, co.uk. All right, now we got that out the way. We're going to get to the part of the show that y'all really like and stick around for. Meanwhile, in Japan. So, Mako-chan, you get first dibs on what you want to take.
I can't decide.
You know, I'm taking the second story.
Then I'm taking the third.
I called it! Fucking called it. This is a funny one if you ask me personally.
I thought it was hilarious.
I know, right? So it seems that, wait, what do we have here? Black Money says Resident Evil tease. Oh, yep. This is something that this was talked about on Orange Lounge Radio a while back, and I had commented during the live show that I had picked these up, and I believe we also talked about this on our own show here. And Mako asked me if I could pick them up for her, and which I did. We hit up the Capcom store in, I believe it was in Shibuya, and I picked up one of each, and they were actually pretty cheap, so I can't complain about that.
Well, I hope so, because there's only 4 tea bags in each bag, so.
Mm-hmm. So I have a feeling you're going to crack them open when you're in dire need, huh?
Yeah, I'm kind of interested in the corn tea. I'm not gonna lie. I might have to make some of that this weekend. I'll try some of it hot and then I'll try it cold because it says that it's good either way.
TOX75 says, T-virus flavored tea.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, since the umbrella logo is on tea bags.
Yeah. I mean, it is being put out by Umbrella. So it is kind of sus. Yes, it is the T-virus. Yes.
Hi-yo! Oh man! All right, let's get into Meanwhile in Japan. We can kind of get up on out of here. So I had mentioned that it seems that the police raid a real casino in Tokyo where people were gambling with online casinos. On the evening of June 25th, the Tokyo Metropolitan Police Department raided Risen, not the Mixed Martial Arts Association, but what is known as a brick and mortar online casino that was operating in the Kabukicho area of Tokyo. Let's start by unraveling what a brick and mortar online casino is. First, online casinos are prohibited in Japan, as it is partaking in online casinos that operate overseas. That certainly doesn't stop people from with the gambling bug from trying. But there are a lot of challenges, especially with the large elderly population in Japan, such as navigating websites in other languages and setting up dodgy payment systems. So some rackets have been set up to help facilitate these hurdles. For example, a brick and mortar online casino can help set up accounts for their clients and accept cash directly from them to be converted into online currency. Despite being a criminal enterprise, gamblers can get a sense of security in dealing with people directly and even enjoy the social aspect being among others, though even though it was still far cry from the Stardust in the 70s. Anyway, Risen operated secretly and only let trusted customers in by identifying their faces on security cameras and buzzing them through double iron doors. At the time of this raid, 5 employees and 7 customers ages ranging from 20 to 80 were arrested, and police said they found data on over 5,000 people on the roughly 20 computers that they seized. Risen was discovered by authorities during the investigation of Shizuka Ida, a 27-year-old woman charged with the romance fraud of a 29-year-old man worth about 3.7 million yen, which is equivalent to $25,000 last year. She was said to have spent about 80 million yen at Risen. Police also say that Risen was raking in millions of yen a day, but as the investigation is still ongoing. All the employees admitted to the charges against them. In online comments, many people were confused by both the existence of a brick and mortar online casino and why this one decided to call itself Risen. A brick and mortar what? The police are just helping the pachinko parlors with this. Even if he gets arrested, he can just use all the money he made to open another one and keep it going as long as he wants. So is this related to the Fighting League? I don't really get brick and mortar online casinos. I thought about using one, but figured my own phone would be safer. Guess I was right. I think Japan should just legalize them and regulate them properly so we don't lose money to other countries. Seems legit. Japan does seem to be heading down that path with an all-integrated resort and casino already under construction next to the site of the 2025 Osaka Kansai World Expo. It doesn't seem outlandish to assume that legalized online betting may be in the future as well. Whether this will be ultimately to Japan's benefit or detriment is the biggest gamble of them all. Oh, and on a side note, the location of the Osaka Kansai World Expo was not too far from Universal Studios, which was kind of cool. All right, Mako-chan, it's on you.
So this last story was a little shitty.
Oh.
But maybe you can make money off of that. So there is a company in Japan that is willing to pay you for your poop. Which, as I said, shitty, but if you're getting paid for it, then who cares? So, Japanese pharmaceutical company Medigen Therapeutics opened a new facility in April. It is called the Tsuruka Stool Donation Room. And yes, it's a place to poop. But while it doesn't say, what exactly will be going on there, it does, pay you for your poop. And they are offering at a rate of 5,000 yen per poop, which is about $35. So, not gonna lie, that's, a pretty decent way to make some money. The problem is you can't just, walk in when you have to go and hope to get paid. It is a pharmaceutical company. Um, yeah, so while they want your poop, they're actually looking for the intestinal and gut bacteria that they can extract and make medicine from. And the company says that only 5 to 10% of people have the poo that it's high quality enough to get paid for. So before you even go there, you have to take a screened test. And you have to apply online through Medigen's Kumbasuri online registration system. Applicants must be aged between 18 and 65 and in good health. Those that pass the online evaluation stage will then be contacted for an in-person medical evaluation at a hospital in the area before successful candidates are selected to provide poo at the donation room. There's actually even a lounge there, so you can sit comfortably while you're waiting to go. So the program's terms say that the donors will be compensated with a 5,000 yen Amazon gift card per donation, implying that you may be called upon to drop multiple deuces. The terms also say that candidates should be able to undergo the screening examination process every 2 to 3 months, which means that if you've got elite class poop, there's a chance you could be earning 30,000 yen a year from your brown gold. Sometimes I really like the people that write these freaking stories on here.
That's just turtable, you know that?
So yeah, if you have the amazingness of the poop that they are looking for, get ready to be paid for your donations.
And as Black Bunny says in our chat at Twitch TV/Anime Jam Session, is that per log or per pile?
It's per donation. So, I mean, if you want to, spread that out a little bit, that's up to you.
Ew.
But it says that it's not saying that you are guaranteed 5,000, so it might be according to weight. Which, I mean, if that's the case, then, keep up with your fiber.
Time for a big old box of colon blow.
Just like thinking about, I mean, obviously they're looking for very specific internal, like, gut bacteria. So it's all going to be based on what you're eating. If you have anything else going on in your system, I'm assuming anybody that's on any sort of medication is not going to be allowed, because obviously that would screw things up. But yeah, go forth and poop.
Shit for great justice.
Mm.
And as TheoX75 says, eat that Raisin Bran.
Mm-hmm.
God. I mean, it's bad enough I sit here and eat a bowl of Cheerios almost every morning at work, so. And I should have bought a box to eat while I was on break.
You gotta get paid for doing shit.
Ugh. Literally. All right, I think we're done here.
Yeah, probably.
Well, anywho, if you like tonight's show, tell a friend. They will in turn tell another friend, and so on and so forth. We're independent bloggers, independent podcasters. So what we like and don't like, we're going to tell you straight up. So that's how we roll around here. If you have any questions about the show, ideas, suggestions, donations, and all that good stuff, you can send them over to podcast@animejamsession.com. Again, that is podcast@animejamsession.com. And don't forget, while you're at it, check out our website at animejamsession.com. On our website, you will find not just our weekly podcast, you will find anime reviews, editorials, cosplayer tips and tricks, cosplayer interviews. You will see external links to our YouTube and Facebook pages of cosplay and convention coverage. All that and a lot more at animejamsession.com. And don't forget, support our podcast as well. Our podcast is available on Apple Podcasts. Let me dismiss that real quick and bring this back up. You can find our podcast on Anchor FM, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple, anywhere that you download podcasts, you'll find us. And what's cool is some of these podcasting apps and sites will have the ability to allow you to leave a review. So we want to know what you think. Leave a 5-star review if you like. We really appreciate that. Follow us on our social media pages: YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and Blue Sky, Anime Jam Session. Follow us on there. Tweet at us, post at us, all that cool stuff. We really appreciate that. And everybody who follows us on our socials, thank you so much. We really couldn't do this without y'all. Down below is our tip jar, so if you're still here with us live, there are direct links to our Stream Elements, our Streamlabs, and our Ko-Fi. If you want, you can cheer us on with bits, or you can sub to the channel and give out gift subs like what happened at the top of the show. And to the person who gave out 5 gift subs, thank you so much. We really appreciate that, and we really appreciate you. So now we're going to go around the room. Last words, Mako-chan.
I have off on Friday, which I'm very happy about. So yeah, I'm just waiting for that extended weekend.
My last words. This is the first time in years since we've done the show live I've been able to do the show with the air conditioner on, and it feels so good. For those of you who don't know, back at my old studio, my old place, the air conditioner was above the computer, above the monitor, and the mic would pick it up, so I have to mute that and set up a fan 6-7 feet away and sweat it out. So that is it. End of list. We'll be back next week with a brand new episode. I'll be here. Mako-chan will be here. Ari should be here. He's working an overnight shift, which is why he's not here tonight. And I'm going to reach out to Barry and see if they're up for coming through and hanging out with us. So we're hopefully we'll all be here, and you'll be here with us too. So I'm Ranma.
And I am Mako-chan.
Great fight. Great night. See you next week.
Good night, everybody.
Say goodnight, Mako-chan.
Good night, Mako-chan.
Perfect. Awesome. We're getting out of here. See you all next week.
This podcast has been a production of Anime Jam Session and AJS Productions. No fanboys and fangirls were hurt, maimed, shot, electrocuted, or pistol whipped in this episode. For now. The views, opinions, and thoughts expressed on this show do not reflect the staff or the network as a whole. But we're still right, damn it. For transcripts of this episode, start typing. Check us out at animejamsession.com and vognetwork.com for more information about us and other programming. Jamatane!